Long day of interviews. Super tired. I don't know about you guys. Yeah, a lot of it today too. So thanks for coming. My name is Zach Wolfork. I'm the hygiene coordinator and counselor. I've been here for a good amount of years, 5, it feels like 10. I've worked very closely with hygiene and DDS, a little bit for the specialties programs and advanced programs as well. So kind of the OG in the office. Rookie here with me today.
Over here.
You guys know Chris Campbell.
I'm the DDS counselor. I'm still in the infant stage or whatnot. I work specifically in DDS. Hopefully, when you guys interview, we might meet one day. Basically, under Zach's wing at the moment.
So, how many of you are current? How many of you are currently in the cycle, the DDS cycle? Okay. And then planning to apply next year? Okay.
So please, if you're applying next cycle, feel free to drop by our office anytime. Come speak with me. If before you put your application in, you want me to look at your personal statement or whatever, please stop by.
So as you know, the application opens up June 1st or June 3rd, sometime around then. And our process is really different. Unfortunately, it takes a really long time for our committee to actually review all the applications because they do a whole file review. They're looking at all the things besides like your GPA and your DAT scores and stuff like that. So it goes from June, and then we start interviewing in October, and we're going to finish up probably at the end of March. Acceptances are on a rolling basis, so we start sending out offers in December 1, and then every month we'll probably send like a handful of offers, all the way until the end of August, which will be like orientation week for us. So it's a super, super long process. So just kind of keep that in your mind. It's going to be, I know you guys are kind of a ways away from applying, so you're thinking, oh, everything will be like this, it'll be going really quickly, but it's not. It's going to be a very long process for you guys. So just trying to remain as patient as possible throughout this whole thing. And just like Chris said, keep in contact with us, shoot us an email, let us know what you guys are up to, and we'll remember you when you guys do end up applying. Okay. Let's see. So something I mentioned earlier today during the introductions for interviews is we do things a little bit different. You know that we do group interviews, but it's interesting because a lot of other dental schools do not. Some do MMIs. Has anyone heard of MMIs? Yeah, that's really a trip. So going from table to table, like, talking to students, faculty, staff and stuff like that. And then there's another school who does video interview submissions. So they have to answer like a bunch of these questions, and they have maybe about 5 minutes to talk about themselves, and then the video goes out to the admissions committee, and then they make their decisions from there. So a lot of different ways the other dental schools go about interviewing. Usually the one-on-one method is super stressful from what I hear, but for group interviews it's really different. What usually happens is we'll split you guys up on interview day. We'll split you guys up into groups of usually 2 or 3, 10 for each group. And simply as a group, you guys have to solve a mock case. You have to figure out what's going on with this particular patient based on the stuff or the information that's given to you. Okay? And know that when you come in for the interview, there are fewer than 18% who are actually invited to the interview. So, of course, it's a very competitive program. But some of the things that the committee is looking for, some of the things that they can't see in your application, like your communication skills, problem solving, language, your ability to listen. They're looking at all of those different things, all the different ways you guys are able to collaborate with each other, because that's the kind of environment learner-centered education is. And PBL, it's group learning, collaborative, not competitive environment. Okay. So feel free to ask me any questions. Just raise your hand, just blurt it out. It's still the coolest end of the day. Not really tripping. But another thing is, the interview is not just good for the committee, but it's good for you guys who are going to be a part of the curriculum. So, you guys are already here already, but you still need to get a better sense of, is this something that you want to do for at least a couple of years? Usually our students would be doing PBL for that long, and then of course break off from there and do other things, but it should be a good fit for you, and that's what the interview is for too. Do I have any questions so far? also know that when you do come in for the interview that you may not actually talk to faculty. I know a lot of applicants get bummed out that they weren't able to kind of tell their story to faculty, but don't worry about that because they all read through your applications. They know you very well. You won't be at a disadvantage if you actually do not talk to a faculty member. So during the interview day, just take advantage of who's around you. We'll have our students. You guys will be able to talk to them during lunch. And then also, any of us, if you'd like to tell us your story, and then we can just pass that on to the committee. So if you're not able to talk to faculty during that interview day, don't be too bummed out about it. So are you familiar with this mock case? This is kind of a popular one from University of Central Arkansas. It's a medical mock case. Mary Keeper's aching head. So this is just like a little sample, and a part of the interview is just giving you guys a taste of what the actual PBL is like. So this is a very simplified version. And know that, when you're looking at this, it may seem like you're probably thinking, how do I prepare for this? There's nothing you need to do to actually prepare for this on interview day. Just know that you guys just need to be yourselves. I know it's kind of hard to, you may think you'll have to do all this preparation and stuff, but really you just have to come in, relax, and just be yourselves. This stuff will come easy once you guys are in the group. It'll be so much more relaxing because you guys are going to be feeding off of each other, which you'll kind of experience today, even though there's a big group of you guys. So if you're given something like this during the interview day, there's going to be, as a group, you guys have to identify 3 things: your facts, your ideas, and your learning needs. Okay, so based on this, you're going to figure out what's the most pertinent information from this case right here. There will be 1 scribe, and you'll list all the facts on the board. And we have it set up in there. They're like huge post-it notes where you guys will write on. So you're going to identify all your facts. Based on your facts, you're going to come up with your ideas. This is like the brainstorming section. So based on your facts, you're going to come up with what you think is going on with this particular patient. Okay, kind of like a diagnosis. Maybe this patient had too much Tylenol, can be toxic to the liver. There's no right or wrong answer. Okay? So after your ideas, based on that, you're going to come up with your learning needs. So that's everything that you guys need to know or go do research on in order to get more insight into what's going on with this patient. Okay, so what else do you need to know? You probably need to know a little bit more about pharmacology, Tylenol, Celebrex, glucosamine. Those are some things that you guys could list off too. Okay, so it's going to be your facts, ideas, and learning needs. These are the 3 things you're going to have to identify in the interview session. And again, it's going to be like a simplified version, just maybe like a half sheet or something. And know that during the interview, you guys are just going to have to work with what you have. There may be a time where you guys are going to think, oh, I want to go interview some of the people who are at the site, or maybe you don't have like this patient information right here. How can we go find that? On interview day, you're just going to have what's in front of you, and as a group, you got to figure it out. And during the interview session, there's 1 facilitator, 1 observer. It'll usually be staff or faculty, both. And we're just going to kind of get things started and then hang back and take notes so we can pass it off to the committee. So usually you guys get really nervous or, like, oh my God, what's he writing? It's not good or bad. It's just stuff that, like, mental cues for us to pass to the committee so they know you just a little bit more. Okay? So just know that. Any questions so far? It's probably so far away you guys aren't even tripping on the interview. You'll remember though. Let me see what else. I will include this slide. So the elephant in the room, which you guys are asking all the time now, are what are my chances, and when will I hear, and is there anything else that I could do? And this is, of course, when you've come in for the interview. Know that when you're done with the interview, you're placed on the wait list or the alternate list because we're rolling admissions. People who are accepted and decline, or for whatever reason, when they drop, the next person on the alternate list is taken. And that's a continual process. It's always in flux. That's why it takes forever to finalize a class. But we always have 144, usually by September. But in regards to this, we're not going to know what your chances are even after the interview. When you're placed on that wait list, you are ranked, and only the committee knows where you are on that list. So if you do try to call and say, oh, where am I on the list? We're not going to be able to share that information. Okay? So just know that. And then, of course, is there anything else I could do? Up to that point where you get to the interview, you've probably done all you can. You've got all these shadowing hours, you've taken all these classes, or you're finishing up a postbac or a master's or whatever. You've done all you can. It's like putting a pie in the oven. Like you can't keep opening it up to see if it's done. You guys, will be very competitive when you go in, especially if you get to the interview point. So just know that you've done all you can to make yourself competitive. And if you're wondering if you want to stay active, keep doing that. Keep getting those shadowing hours. Anything you're passionate about, just continue to do. Okay, just know that. There's nothing specific that the committee's looking for. We don't want you guys to do more research. It's really up to you.
If you do continue shadowing, would you call back the office and tell them that your shadowing hours are increasing, or do you just leave it how as it is?
You mean if you were to let us know?
Yeah, if you're to continue shadowing, like while after you turn in your application.
Oh yeah. Send us that info. We'll put it in your file for sure. Because I know you guys are going to stay active. You're going to keep wanting. You're going to keep doing things to, increase your chances. So that's fine. Give us a call. Shoot us an email. Okay. So, any other questions? I know I went through it kind of fast.
When you go through the cycle, and let's say you're still on the waiting list, does it relapse the next year, or do you have to
You'll have to reapply.
Cool.
Yeah, you have to reapply. So, unfortunately, final status emails will go out probably like late September, October. So that email will let you guys know, I think it's a good idea for you to prepare for the next cycle at that point, because by that time the class will have been full. Okay. It's tough. It's such a long wait for you guys. I feel for you guys. It's really hard. But just know that this process is not as bad as it seems. When you get through the interview, it's really relaxing. They tell us that after every interview. So you guys go in and just be yourselves, you'll be fine. So you get a little taste of that now. We'll probably break you up into, I didn't see you. We'll break you up into 2 big groups. I think there are about 50 of you, so 25 each. And we'll kind of give you a sense of what the PBL is like, okay? Any other questions? Sweet. Let's do it.
So if you guys just make it easy to line up and 25 follow me.
First 25.
Yep.
All right, guys, form a single file line. I move out. Calmly and collectively. Don't make too much noise.
turn in your application?
Yeah.
Like if you go here, somebody speaking to you.
I need 6 more. 6 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right here. These people. That's 25.
Yeah. First 25, and then 25. You guys can start forming the line if you want.
There's like 21.
Yeah, so
There's 21. So
Okay, so you guys, you two go here, and then everyone else, you guys perform.
Follow you?
Follow you?
the second group, are we staying in this room or no? So you're going to go to another.
So you guys are the second group, so go ahead and follow Patty.
Call the office. Yeah.
You're gonna make a laugh.
I'm gonna talk to them. I want to. I'm gonna talk to them. I want to. My person is
Yeah.
Alright, guys.
So it's like we go to Australia and chill out in Australia for about 6 months during the winter cycle, like
Don't
during
worry,
December, during like December through April.
Yeah.
And,
I was gonna say, I have my file, my I don't know if it's for a gift. I don't know because I guess I took someone's place until like so late.